to Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show and the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFoat.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex the Cargirl Rogeo, Hot Rod Bob Beck, plus Dar Hawthorne and Donnie Couch.
And here we go. Welcome to tonight's show, everybody. And if I look a little bit lower than normal, there's a good reason for it, but at least this strap around me is color coordinated to the Speed Scene Live colors. That's all we need to know for now. More on that later. Tonight on the show is Alex Rogeo.
Hey!
The car girl is in studio, and we've got so many updates we need to get from you. But as well in the studio tonight is Hot Rod Bob Beck.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Oh, man. So glad you are here, Hot Rod Bob. And also joining us from Parts Beyond, Snakebite.
Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Doing great.
Y'all.
Now
How
where...
are you all doing? Wait a minute. What? You must be
Okay,
from Southern Canada.
you might be trying a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
No, y'alls. No, y'alls.
Okay.
Eh?
Okay, next. Yeah, you'll know for next time.
No, y'all, eh?
Oh, hey, let's jump
Y'all.
right in. I know we got big stuff tonight, including some special guests. For instance, Bob, you're going to be talking to a guy associated with a car show. And what's the skinny on that?
That is the Collector Car Appreciation Day. It's a national event, and we're going to have Skeeter Rader coming in or talking to us a little bit later about the big event that happens here in Southern California. Last year, over 1,000 cars showed up, and it's going to be even bigger and better this year.
You know, it's funny with those big car shows. It's one of those things that I wonder about. You know, when you get yourself into a big car show, you go, there's too many cars. Nobody's going to appreciate what I'm doing.
Yeah,
But,
there were probably, you figure for every car, there was at least 2 people that came with the car, some 3 and 4 when they brought their kids, and then all the spectators that came in, and it was just jam-packed because it was free to the car entries, and it was free to the spectators. So this was one heck of a car show.
Dang.
Nice.
Well, that's the way to play it.
That's it.
Unless, of course, you want to make lots of money, in which case that's a terrible way to play.
Well, you know, I found out that in the car business, whether it's racing, rodding, or car shows, the best way to make a small fortune is to start with a large one.
Yes, that's very true. I've only heard that 100 times.
Yeah, and in fact, I think Lucky's variation on that is, how do you make $1 million in drag racing? Start with 2.
Two, yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah. So hey, Snakebite, you are in. I know it's for a big purpose tonight. Or are you just here to have fun?
I'm just here to have fun.
Now people know
And,
you as a sometimes racer.
Sometimes racer. I have my son, Brian. He's taken over this year on the points. And I have another driver. You know, I do a lot of pro tree racing when I go. And it's, I honestly can say I suck at a sportsman tree.
It takes a special skill to race on a sportsman tree. You got to have patience and be ready to react.
That I don't have. I think I have attention deficit disorder because from the time the bulb goes from the top to the bottom, I've thought of 100 other things by then, and I go, "Oh, it's time to go."
Yeah.
That's no good. Some of us were doing something pretty exciting over the weekend, right, Bruce?
What? I don't know.
I want to know what is that little like makeshift sling in your...
You know, there's a real sling near here somewhere, and I found that the real medical sling that I was handed at the hospital, I know I'm getting course before hotting, or is it course before... Anyway. Yeah. Is less comfortable than this. This is a lanyard for a name tag.
I cannot believe you're wearing a lanyard. That's actually probably a pretty good idea.
Well, the trouble with the sling is that it's
in the way.
Well, and it also makes you so that it goes around your neck, sort of like this does, but it goes around the back. And so if your arm starts slipping this way, it's like, ow, that hurts, and you keep having to adjust it. Whereas this one is just like in one place all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we get into the reason it's there?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
We all
I heard you were on a
minds
great
want to
big
know.
monstrous Harley Davidson, and it was too much power.
That's right. You are so right. It was too much power, although it wasn't quite big or monstrous.
Well, it was as big as the starter motor on a Harley.
Yeah. God, he's so right. So right. Oh, man. Okay, motorcycle training course. And by the way, you guys at the Motorcycle Training Academy, you are the kings. Because it wasn't your fault. It was nobody's fault but mine. But yeah, I was in a low speed corner on the training course, and I just, it was one of those low side crashes. The bike slipped out from under me. It went one way and I went another, and where I went was like right to the ground on this shoulder. So we're running Speed Scene Live tonight with a broken collarbone.
So sticking with four wheels now, are we?
Yeah, for the moment. It's funny. Every car I own is, this makes me sound so rich and exclusive.
Cool.
Every car I own is almost 60 years old, and nothing has power steering.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I just had to move one a couple of days ago, and old cars have huge steering wheels, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Sure.
But I was just like going, man, this is really tough with one arm.
Well, yeah.
More than I thought it would be.
Knobs.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
You're right. Although, it was more just having the force to turn it. I can grab it fine, but there was nothing to work against.
Well, you see, that it's passive exercise.
Well, I guess you're right.
That's why I've driven cars without power steering, other than my daily driver now for decades, and it's a great workout when you're trying to park or.
Didn't you have an incident with the Lincoln too?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
In fact, it was almost exactly 2 years ago. You saw me limping around on this very show on crutches because that was a car fire. And the old 430 carburetor, it was actually an old Holly that I just could not get this thing to stop, coughing and burbling. I don't know what was happening. But it caught fire, so I tore an Achilles tendon. So I seem to have this once every 2 years on Speed Scene Live. Let's have a car or a motor-driven incident.
Bruce is our accident looking for a place to happen.
Apparently so, and I don't want to do this again. So tell you what. In the summer of 2017...
Yes, we're taking a vacation.
We're taking a vacation. No, it's just you guys can do the show, just not me.
Just not you.
Right, because that's possible.
Well,
Let's think about that for a minute.
No more barbecues and no more two-wheeled items, Bruce.
Yeah, all right. A lot of barbecues have wheels on them.
Yeah, well, yours did too. It was a Lincoln.
Yeah. Right.
I got a silly story about a barbecue. Me and my son put a barbecue together once, and my son says, well, here's the instruction manual. I said, son, throw her away, right? We're men. We can put this thing together. We got it together, had no extra parts. My love of my life, Joyce, walks out, and she says, you put the wheels on the wrong end.
Awesome.
Well, at least when you fired
very
it up,
happy for her.
At least when you fired it up, it didn't act like a jet plane and start moving.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And we put the burners on the side instead of on the side. Yeah, hey, Alex Rogeo, you've had a ton of adventures recently. None, I think, medically related, I trust. Nope. And why don't we launch right in? Let's get some activity happening here on Speed Scene Live. Or in other words, but enough about me.
Okay, well, are you speaking of the Pacbrake video?
I would be,
what do
yes.
we do? Okay, so last time that I was on the show, we showed you part 1 of the Pacbrake LoadLeash video install on the Dodge Ram that we have, our 3500 Cummins, and it's basically it's a type of engine brake, and we did a quite a scientific test, if you will, of using the LoadLeash in addition to the factory exhaust brake, and then no braking aids at all, just the service brakes on both the truck and the trailer. And we're going to show you temperatures and all the things that happen going down the grapevine.
Yes, the grapevine. Let's take a look on Speed Scene Live.
I'm Alex Rogeo, and I am in Fraser Park in California, standing at the top of the Grapevine on Interstate 5, and I'm standing with editor-publisher of Mopar Max magazine, Richard Kratz. Tell us what we're doing today, Richard.
Well, Alex, we're standing in front of Mopar Max magazine's project truck, Hard Workin' Hauler. This is a 2014 Ram Cummins truck, dually 1-ton 3500. We just had installed Pacbrake's LoadLeash P67, which is a true engine brake. Now, this Ram, like many of the late model Rams, comes with an exhaust brake built into from the factory, which is basically the potato up the tailpipe. It uses the variable geometry of the exhaust turbine to close down and block the exhaust path so that you get increased engine braking on a downhill. However, the Pacbrake system is a true engine brake, a Jake brake as it's sometimes called. Solenoids were installed on the top of the cylinder head, which will hold the exhaust valve open for the entire 4 cycles of the combustion stroke. Basically, this should, in theory, double the engine braking, or very close to doubling it, since the valves are open on both the compression and the exhaust stroke. Now, this truck, we just weighed it in Castaic on the scales. It's 26,700 pounds, truck and trailer. In the trailer is your race car, as a matter of fact, the Mullen Magnum. What we're going to do is we're going to head down the Grapevine descent here from Fraser Park down to Grapevine in the San Joaquin Valley. It's one of the steeper descents in the country. We're going to do it 3 times. We're going to do it once with the Pacbrake system fully engaged. We're going to start at 55 miles an hour, and every time the truck accelerates to 65 miles per hour, apply the brakes and slow it back down. We're going to count how many times we have to do this, and at the bottom of the hill, we're going to jump out and shoot the front rotors and find out what temperature they are with our laser probe here. Then we're going to do it a second time. We're going to climb back up and do it with just the factory exhaust brake engaged. And then finally, we're going to do it a third time. A lot of the older Cummins trucks don't have any kind of engine brake, and we're going to see what happens if you didn't have any engine brake whatsoever.
All right, let's get started.
I think this is the same place as before.
That was technical, man. You had some detail.
That was technical.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right, so you're coming down the Grapevine, coming back from Famoso?
Well, technically, you'd be going to Famoso.
Oh, you're going
down.
So you're going down that direction. Okay.
Yeah, we did a couple of things. We actually went down the Grapevine 3 times. The first time we had we had all three different types of braking engaged, both the Pacbrake and this factory exhaust brake, and we only had to apply the brakes 1 time. What we did is when the vehicle accelerated to 65, I believe, we slowed down to 55 with the brakes. Now, we only needed to use it 1 time with all of the braking aids engaged. With no load leash, we had 3 brake applications, and with nothing turned on, 11 brake applications.
Holy moly.
And when we got to the bottom of the hill, I took a temperature of the rotor, and it was, I think it said 647 degrees. It was smoking.
Wow.
And
So, go ahead, what?
and what does your whole unit weigh?
Oh,
Truck,
gosh.
trailer, and
Like 27,000 pounds.
Oh,
Don't tell
you're heavy.
CHP.
You just did.
I mean, 9,998.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever. Point is, any braking aid, whether it's Pacbrake or this factory, an exhaust brake, is better than nothing. This is a safety issue. When you got that much weight behind you, pushing you down the hill, you want something else helping you stop.
That's just it. Your trailer, your rig weighs more than the truck you're pulling it with.
Oh, absolutely.
So you need all the assistance you can get on keeping it stable.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, in fact, that's one of the big things. As anybody knows, if you walk up and try to, rent a trailer from one of the places that do that sort of thing, they'll say, all right, is your towing rig heavier than what you're hauling in this trailer? Because if not, we're probably not going to rent it to you.
Yeah,
So,
that's it, yeah.
Yeah, and for good reason, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I think you have some cool footage of the Magnum.
Yeah.
From
Are you talking about
guess,
some footage that's got some smoke associated with it?
Yeah, well, we'll just. I think that's probably the best transition right now.
breaking in a
let's
new
just
set of
check
tires
this out.
for a week?
Okay, check this out.
Got a big order for Alex Rogeo. That's the car girl, by the way. Watch this Magnum wagon face.
Montana with us.
Yeah, this was actually at the Fig Speed West Coast Classic race a couple of weeks ago, and we got a brand new set of Mickey Thompson
Dang, look
Pro
at
bracket radials, and I decided to heat them up a little bit to clean off the
A little bit.
outside layer there.
Oh, you picked the front wheels up on that
Yeah,
one.
so it's funny because
Holy cow.
you usually basically throw away the lap that you do a big burnout on because the tires are so smoking hot that they often spin or are just so slick that they don't hook.
Yeah.
But those tires, you can do almost anything to them and they hook. So
now, is there a different compound available that you guys chose this time?
It's the same tire we've been running all season. It's called the Pro Bracket Radial. It's a tire specifically designed for a bracket racer. It has qualities of it doesn't give you the same wheel speed, but it recovers like a bias ply does. So but you also get the speed of a radial. So I know a lot of stock eliminator racers switch when they have a heads-up race to radial versus a slick tire, just because it's a faster tire for the most part. And I think we had a 132 60 foot on this pass.
4,000-pound car to 132 60. Look at the
pounds.
wheels in the air. That is just so cool.
Yeah.
On an all-steel Dodge Magnum. I mean, we're not talking about carbon fiber or fiberglass pieces.
No.
This is
there's glass. There's a lot of weight we could take out of that car, but it's just like when you do one thing, you have to do 10 more things to follow it, and we just haven't had the time or the means yet. But the Magnum will be going through quite an upgrade over the summer, actually.
Mm-hmm. Are many of these upgrades general public knowledge, or?
Not too much, but
okay. All right.
We haven't quite nailed down everything that we're doing yet. We don't know exactly what brands we're going to go with, but it looks like the car is going to be getting a brand new transmission, controller, data logger. So we're really excited because we've had limitations with the setup that we've been running, just simply because it's a stock transmission, and there's only so many converters you can run with that style transmission, and it's been limiting. Yep. So now we're hopefully going to have more freedom.
Hey, you know what?
What?
We got a celebrity on the line.
We
Not
do.
just some pretty-faced actor guy. A guy who, as you will know when we say the name, is so deeply involved in drag racing that nary I'm trying to think of some, Queen Victoria phrase. Nary a person shall escape his grasp.
Ah, yes.
Something like that. But, hey, Bob.
Yes.
Let's do some introductions here.
All right, coming from the world of pinks, for those of you who didn't watch drag racing before and then started to when a famous show called Pinks came out and gave you good bracket grudge racing, Rich Christensen's with us right now.
Hey, Rich, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Oh, thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Bob. Hey, Alex.
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you guys for having me on. It's this is update time from when we last spoke, and how the world has changed in just a couple of months' time. That's for sure.
Yeah. So this is Pink's week coming up, and big changes. And of course, why don't we just kind of recap for people who, as if anybody doesn't know. But yeah, let's do a little recap and tell us what you're talking about.
Okay, Pinks was a TV show that I did on Speed Channel. It was a very popular show, and it started off originally. Pinks started off as a real show showing two racers drag racing for the titles of their cars. Wasn't fake, wasn't for a case of beer, and everybody pretended that it was for titles. It was, we got the titles, and the winner took home the car, put it on eBay, and it was just a very popular show. That transformed into Pinks All Out, which became a tournament style, where I asked racers to do one thing: run their vehicles all out. I don't want to hear about any type of anything. There's only one rule: run what you brung and go all out. Everything else I really don't care about. And kind of the unique thing about Pinks was that I arm dropped the cars as opposed to the cars leaving off the tree. So that became a very popular show. It traveled the country. Our biggest audience to come out and watch one episode was 36,000. Wow. That was and we averaged well over 5,000 or 10,000 wherever we went, and for a while there was like 15,000, 20,000 people. And then the network changed. What was on Speed Channel was the number one show for many years. Speed Channel became Fox Sports 1, and they didn't take Pinks with them when they became Fox Sports 1, and I asked if I could get the rights back, and I was, after a couple of years of negotiating back and forth and basically me begging, I got the rights back. I got those rights back, and I thought, the evolution of Pinks is not for me to travel the country and do what's already been done and go and have those issues of traveling to one location or another. We're going to have weather issues or just problems, and every life or death for one night to get the episode. I decided, hey, let's create a festival like a Sturgis or like a Burning Man. Let's try to create a festival that if the evolution of Pinks is going to, what in my head, it's a simple festival that once a week, so racers around the country It's a little bit of a haul. I decided to go to Rockingham, North Carolina, because Rockingham has the space that if this becomes a festival each year, it has the space to grow, and we can utilize existing drag race tracks, facilities around that area in case it grows. We need bigger, more space for qualifying. But the hub, the main attraction, is going to always be at Rockingham, and we can build a little mini city. Okay, so that was my grand plan. So as you guys know, when we started putting this whole thing together, I talking to Lucky, and he says, "Well, where are you at right now?" I go, 50 of my closest friends and picnic tables and paper cups. You know what I mean? That was because all I really wanted was the brand. I wanted the rights back to the brand, so no one could come along, get those rights, and just crap all over the brand. But this was going to be a brand experiment. I said, I'm busy creating other shows. We're gonna, and Brian Masona said, Brian, you want to do it? Start investigating, but this is where I want to go, and this is my vision. And I got to tell you, the guys work 24/7, just nonstop. And then one night he called me about 6 months ago and said, "Let's just do it." And I said, "Okay, man, you want to do it? Let's do it." But literally, be prepared for 5 of our closest friends. Really five cars and 20 of our closest friends and a picnic table. And from that point, when we talked to you, we had what our midway consisted of 1/10 when we first started talking.
Wow.
Did you know that? And now it's longer than a football field.
Oh, cool!
Holy
Awesome.
moly!
Wow, good.
Yeah. We have a kids playground. We have a car show. It's become insane. So listen, I don't know if this is going to be the greatest failure of all time and 5 people are going to show up, but here's what I can tell you. We're going to be there. I'm going to put on a show. I'm arm dropping Thursday, Friday, and twice on Saturday. So there'll be 4 shows. We start the junior dragster qualifying on Wednesday, so we can indoctrinate those young racers into how fun this can be.
Excellent.
And we're going to be out there. So if Mother Nature rains, great. We'll be there the next night. If it rains 2 nights in a row, great. We'll be there the 3rd night. We're not going to get rained out. We're going to show up. And my dream is that in 3 to 5 years, that Rockingham, once a year, people plan that date. They want to go watch our fireworks show. We plan to put on a great one this year. Every year, get in their RV, give something to do for the 4th of July. It becomes the place that they want to go, and we build our community. And one day, we're talking on this little webcast, and we're talking about the largest grassroots drag racing festival in the world. And that's the conversation we're having. Now, if that doesn't happen, and on July 5th you hear that I was seen laying on the side of the road in the fetal position, then you know that nobody showed up. Okay?
I know that Pink's was such a good show, and there were so many people that loved that show. I can't imagine that you're not going to have success.
Well, listen, Alex, that's kind of you to say. And right now, we're going to tape the whole thing. We have 23 cameras that are going to go out there in case a network or in case, now that we can go with the internet. There's so many ways we can take this content and do something. But all I'm trying to do is say, if you enjoyed Pink's and you enjoyed the simplicity of, Alex, you know better than anybody how we can, and Bruce and Bob, we all know that if you're an aficionado and you're an enthusiast, then you kind of get into exactly what drag racing is. But keep in mind that 50% of the audience that came out to watch a Pink's all-out event have never seen a drag. Never been to a strip in their lives.
Wow,
okay?
now see, I did not.
I know to make it simple and easy to understand that you can bring your grandkid and you can understand what's going on. What I want this to evolve into is an experience for the family. It's going to be it's rated G. It will always be rated G, and it's about just making it very simple. And so people can understand it, and then as they grow into the culture and they start digging in, they can find the information. But their first experience, you can't make people come to it's like going to a NASCAR race. You got to be a math genius to figure out and lucky dog and this and that and laps back and points. And I'm going, what? I feel like an idiot. I don't want to make anybody feel like an idiot. So I hope. Yeah, go ahead.
When you came to Canada, this is Snakebite, by the way. You came to Cayuga, and I raced all those events there, and they're just awesome events. It's just so simple. You bring the family. It's a great family event. So I can't see why you can't have, a million racers down at Rockingham. Like, I kid you not. We had such a great time.
Well, listen, that's funny that you say that, because here was my plan B. If this, and look, I say this, and I'm being dead serious about this. If Rockingham tanks and we don't get the support and people don't show up and racers right now, I'm underwhelmed about. But see, here's what I understand about racing. I'm not, and this is something that we should talk about. I would love to have 700-800 cars there this year. Okay, we're right around 500, but that's not good enough for me, because I'm saying this. Look, I get when you didn't sign up for a Pinks, or you signed up for a Pinks that didn't show up because your car broke. Okay, but and so you only want to register for something if your car's together and it's not the end of the season. You've run out of money. That's why I put it 4th of July, easy to remember. Okay, you can put your money away for 50 weeks out of the year for those 2 weeks or the 1 week that you're going to be at Pinks Week. You can plan. Okay, but Snakebite, if it didn't work in Rockingham, guess where my plan B was? Because I know people will show up. I know the cars will show up. So it was a very, very heavy duty conversation between Brian and I. Should we go to Canada or should we go to Rockingham? And that was a debate back and forth because the racers and the spectators were so spectacular, and there wasn't any TV cameras there. So yeah, it was going to be going to the cable network and finding a production company and the whole 9 yards, man. We came very close to choosing Canada for where we're going to go once a year.
See, that's your next $5 million idea. You do it in Rockingham, and then you do it in Canada, and you take the best from Rockingham, and you take the best from Canada, and I'm sorry, United States will kick your butts every time.
How about that?
That would be a lot of fun. Wouldn't it be fun to take 400 racers from Canada and 400 from the United States and have it right on the border? That would just be spectacular fun. But really, that's how. So we're gonna see if this builds, and we'll have a lot of information. But right now, we have no indications that 5 people are going to show up, or we have no idea. We just don't know, because it is that kind of an area, and this is the first year. So we'll see what happens, And all I know is I'm going to go put on one hell of a show from the July 1st to the July 4th. It's going to be the best drag racing in the country. That I can guarantee.
All right, so you're July 1st to July 4th. Move in on the 1st, or move in before that?
Just look. If you go to pinksweek.com, all the particulars are on there. That get all your information. But what I'm saying is we'll take cars and motorcycles. I'd love to have 150 bikes. Oh, yeah. Competing. We're running cars against bikes or bike class alone, whatever. Because we just go there and say, hey, run what you bring what you, and we're going to get you in the show. So if you're a racer and you're listening, and you just want to show up a couple days before, go ahead. If I can fit you in, if I can get you physically in that location, you're going down the track, and you're going to make a ton of passes. And when I said I told Brian, look, if we're going to do this, we got to be the Walmart in a good way of drag racing, where you're not. It's like a $15 ticket, but if you go to any location that has Pepsi, we have these little things, $5 off coupons that you grab. It's a $10 get in. There's a $10 event T-shirt. There's a cheap meal that you can get for like $1.50. You can get a Coke and a hot dog. I said, look, man, let's just make it that you don't have to rob a Wells Fargo to go to an event. You can take the kids. You can spend a day or two, and I don't even want you barely to feel it in your pocket, and you were entertained from morning till night. Yeah, so that's my goal, man.
Well, Rich, it seems to me too. This won't be any surprise to anybody, including you. You are probably one of the most polarizing figures in the sport, and yet what is love it or hate it, what you've always been able to do is get things done and get racing kind of delivered in a roundabout way to the sportsman racer, guys and women who actually just want to get in the game and get some television time, get a chance at winning whatever it might be for that season. Right. And you've been, and Brian Basone, I know, behind the scenes as well, you guys continue to try to shake it up, because you're right. When the network changes, then everything changes. And it's, I think a lot of people would be saying it's time to get back to what we were enjoying watching, not only on television, but watching on the track and getting in the cars and doing some racing.
Being on the track is key.
I don't care about the network. I don't care what network takes. I don't care if one network does take it. Once we show them the documentary. I'm shooting like a Woodstock documentary out there. Brian, I said this year we shouldn't do it, but Brian insisted on it. He's just been really pushing the agenda on everything. He's done an amazing job. But I don't care. It just should be a festival like a Burning Man or like a Sturgis. Regardless, we should go out there and race old school arm drop all out racing. And I know I'm polarizing. Hell, I don't even like I don't like myself. I meet anybody with my personality and I hate them instantly. You know what I mean? So and I'm not even joking. I make myself sick. But at least I get that I don't know about cars, and I open the hood of a car and it makes no sense to me. I can't help it. On the other hand, I created Pinks. So it's like everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses, and I felt like, well, I'd never been to a track until my first episode of Pinks. The only reason I hosted it was because I couldn't afford a host. We didn't have enough money from Speed at the time, so I hosted it. And my not knowing anything, I knew I could speak for the common guy that said, hey, I know it's cool what's going on here, so if somebody explained it to me in an easy way, an understandable way, and that would be great. And I didn't care that there was a tree. I didn't care. And you guys remember me telling you, I got death threats. After the first airings of Pinks, I was getting death threats. If you don't use that tree, we will find you and kill you. They called my home. They emailed me with death threats that if I didn't start using the tree and getting back to real drag racing, they were going to end me. And I got several. Wow. So, and look, I don't care. I mean, I don't care about it. I still don't care about a tree. I don't care. I care. It's fun to get up there because it's a great seat that I have in front of two, Alex, it's fun being in front of your 800 horsepower car. I like it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I drop my arms. That's fun. I drop my arms and you go all out. And if you watch the nose of your car drop, you're disqualified. If all of a sudden you magically pick up 0.2 of a second from qualifying, you're going home. Because I want just go all out. If you go all out, everything is gonna good can happen. If you don't, everything bad can happen. And I think the audience appreciates it. Those that are there live in attendance, and the folks at home on television got it too. But I don't look at. I'm probably the most hated guy in drag racing. But man, it's not my thing. My thing is to make great television that people really love. And by the way, in the process, I fell in love with drag racers. I like the community. I like the people. I think they're geniuses. I like racers. I've gotten into cars. I bought more cars during Pinks and sold and bought more cars during that 5-6 years than I'd had in my entire life times 10. I mean, I became really interested. Still don't know how an engine works, but that's okay. I love how the people sitting in the seat work. That's who I grew in love with, was the community. They're passionate. And I also think that if somebody doesn't do something to try to continue to build our sport, we're going to keep losing a generation to obstacle racing and CrossFit and X Games and basketball and football. And there's so many things that are happening now. We better, as a community, get very serious about taking our sport and our market and working together at IHRA and NHRA and Pinks, and we there's a much bigger, and tracks shouldn't be closing, and fathers and mothers and daughters and sons should be working on their next, their passion of racing and passing it down to another generation. If we don't do that, watch what happens, man, with the next generation. That's so. At least I'm doing something. Hate me all you want, but hey, at least I'm doing something. Trying. All right, Rich. So it's going to be 4th of July week. They go to what's the website to go to? Pinksweek.com. Check it out. They're going to be rocking it, Rockingham, and we're going to see you down there. Okay, well, listen, we're going to, I promise this, we're going to give it 100%. If there's one person in the stands, I'm going to arm drop like my life depends on it. So there you go.
Nice.
And we appreciate all you've done for the sport of drag racing. I don't think anybody can deny your influence. So I can't wait to hear how it goes, and I know it's going to be awesome. How successful it's going to be. Thanks, Rich, for calling in. Guys. Appreciate it. Have a great night. Thank you. Take care. Yeah. Bye. All right, now, along with Pinks going to be there at Rockingham, we've got another guy on the phone that's got some more information about other stuff going on at the Rock. Ike, how you doing out there? I'm doing pretty good, guys. Hey, it's the last minute, and how you doing? Scott Lucky Hudson, and
Bruce, and I know Dynamite if you're there, but I'm doing really good. I'm on my 2015 retirement selling tour, and yeah, I know. Anyway, on point here, I want to say a shout-out to the racers. This is Ike Heckler here to My H Racing, reporting live from Atlanta Dragway here in beautiful Commerce, Georgia, off of I-85 exit 149, where we're getting ready for our annual Night of Fire event, Saturday, June 27th, featuring jet cars, pro mods, wheel standers, Outlaw Southeast Gassers, the largest fireworks show in Georgia, drum roll please, and in conjunction with Rich Christensen's Pink Soul Out 2015 Festival in Rockingham, July 1 through 4, we are running a Pink Soul Out test and tune Saturday during the Night of Fire, quick 32 class, 8-mile 570 index class, 8-mile 650 index class, an 8-mile 70 index class, a motorcycle no box class, paying over $8,000 in payouts. Racer gates open Saturday, 8 o'clock a.m., I-85 exit 149. We're inviting Pro Media, NMCA, NMRA, Lucas Oil, Super Street, Super Gas, Super Comp. The only rule, like Rich, is no box racing. Disconnect your throttle stops. The trans brake's okay. No electronics. Come on out and run. Pro mods are invited. Lucas Oil is invited. Super Stock, Pro Stock, anybody, everybody, come on out. Get tuned up, head to Rockingham. How's that sound, guys?
That is one heck of a schedule.
No kidding.
Right.
No kidding.
Gonna be some great racing action. At what time your gates open up?
Yes, gates open at racer gates open at 8. Spectator gates open at 11 a.m. And all the information is out on AtlantaDragway.com. Also, my website, ih-racing.com. A little plug for the sale, and I take care of you guys. You help sell the operation. We're selling out after 16 years. I'm going into land development. You'll hear a project called Space Coast Winter Circle. But tonight it's all about Rich Christensen and bringing back Pink Soul Out for all the racers. And just take your throttle stops off, guys. Your electronics. I mean, nobody else is running. Pro Media's not running. Lucas Oil's not running. Mellow Yellow just went from they're going to Norwalk next weekend. Just got done Bristol. Tonight, yours truly is going to go viral out there at Facebook, Twitter. Everybody, we want 1,000 racers. We're going to have 10,000 people in the stand. Big fireworks show. Pro mods, and it's just it's great for the kids.
All right, so June 27th.
8 o'clock, racer, spectator, 11. First round of the Jets about 6 o'clock.
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic show. All right, head on down there. They can check it at the website again, just for everybody to know, is what?
Sure. It's real slow. It's just AtlantaDragway.com. Has everything on one page. I think we have radio spots going maybe in the morning. I think military and kids under 5 free, military active duty free. Spectators only $20. Biggest fireworks show in Georgia. First round of Jets at 6 o'clock. And racers, come on out and have some fun. Over $8,000 in payouts. Maybe a motorcycle class. I mean, Junior Dragster. I forgot Junior Dragster. So, and everybody come on out and then head to Rockingham.
All right.
Go all out.
Great. Thanks, Ike. And I hope you've got a great show coming out. So I hope you got a great turnout. And you're going to call and tell us about how good it was.
I'm actually doubling up, guys. I'm doubling up to 6-0 because you know my Le Mans. I can dial 650 index 7-0, and I'm doubling up at Rich's event too because I'm selling. I got to put numbers on the board, man, to get the maximum sale, right?
There you go.
Guys, thanks a lot. Shout out from Ike. Thanks for the last minute, and rock and roll. Thanks all out.
All right, thanks, Ike.
Thanks,
hey,
Ike.
we got those guys that are paying for this thing to let us know what's going on here.
All right, we'll be right back here on Speed Scene Live.
Speed Scene Live, right here with this handsome gentleman that I can't help but staring at.
Thanks a lot, John.
I bail out of that?
That's okay. You did good. You did good. Thank you very much.
M&H Tires, makers of racing tires that give you the best bite for the buck. You've paid a lot for that horsepower. Make sure you use it all. M&H Tires has the best compounds available for maximum traction. Go to mandhtires.com. That's andhtires.com. Buy direct and save at the website and mention the Speed Scene for a 5% discount. That's right, mnhtires.com. Call them at 661-324-4773. M&H Tires has tech guys ready to answer your questions or to recommend the best tire for you. Slicks or DOT. M&H Tires has it all. M&H were the first to create racing tires for muscle cars and also the first to create racing tires for sport compact cars. Legendary M&H Tires. Shop online, mention the Speed Scene, and save 5%. Get the best racing tires, great personal service, and save 5%. Go to mandhtires.com or call them at 661-324-4773. mnhtires.com.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFote.com.
Hey, it's been an action-packed 40 minutes so far.
Hey.
Man, we've got a lot of stuff in this show. It's been great. I've got Bob. Pay attention. Jeez. My goodness.
I didn't get a check this
We're
week.
doing
How can
a
I pay attention?
show here. Come on.
I'm trying to communicate with the people that are watching the show. They're telling me what's going on, and I'm telling them.
Whoops.
And you have to give poor Bruce a break. He's only half a
I
guy
know.
tonight with the wing.
Well, you know, he's got that wounded
Okay,
wing.
well-
I love your New York accent, by the way.
That was one word.
That was come on.
Yeah. And sometimes it slips out, even though I'm not from New York.
That is correct.
Oh, well.
Neither
That's
am
all
I,
right.
but I just said it.
Hey,
Come
what's the matter
on
with you
in.
guys?
Come
Hey.
on in.
Yeah, what's happening?
Hey, listen,
then
I'm
when
from
I
New
tried-
York, and I made sure I don't talk like that no more.
You know what, Snakebite? Everybody in New York right now is just going, you guys have no idea how to do it.
Exactly.
And then when I go y'all, I get in Heckler trying to be a.
Because come on, there is no place in Canada that anyone says y'all, and everyone knows that. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
No.
It's fine. It's good.
Oh, so, man, she put
did
you
good.
in your place.
Okay.
You know,
Man,
Okay.
sorry.
Do you know
I
what a
take it all
double
back.
is?
That's
Of course I do.
Okay.
Everyone knows
And
what
it's
a
not a burger.
It's not a burger?
It's not a burger.
For those who aren't local, by the way, it is a burger here, and it's a pretty good one.
That's true.
And all across Canada, it is a large double at Tim Hortons. Is two
It's a
cream
coffee
and two
for people
cream
who
and
don't
two
know.
sugar.
Oh, it's a coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Double.
Two cream, two sugars.
Two sugar. Yeah. The problem is trying to keep that on a bun.
Yes, you're right. It spills over. It
yeah.
gets all soggy.
It's-
Okay,
Okay,
we've
back
got a
to,
special guest, another special guest, right, Bob?
We do. You know, they have announced that there is an official day for collector cars in the United States. And one of the biggest collector car shows on the left coast is put on by a guy called Skeeter Rader. And Skeeter's on the phone with us right now. Skeeter, what's going on?
Hey, Bob. Lots going on. And thank you so much for allowing me to be on Speed Scene.
Not a
Yep,
problem.
we're getting all wound up here, getting all the loose ends for July the 11th to celebrate National Collector Car Appreciation Day. And we're doing it here in Ventura County at Moore Park, California at the Community Marketplace. And that's over at 709 Science Drive in the beautiful city of Moore Park.
And that's a new location
This year
for
we
you.
got a title sponsor, Vista Ford Racing,
Okay.
and we're so fortunate. The Grand Marshal will be world-renowned customizer Johnny D'Agostino.
Oh, Johnny D. And he just won the Grand Nationals with one of his creations.
He did. And John has, he is going to give the top award to the car he feels is the award d'elegance. So we're really glad that he's going to be there. And we got 3 bands this year. Got a new group called Sweet Alibi with Lori March, who's probably one of the sweetest voices you've ever heard. Little Mo and the Dynaplos are making a return, And the headliner this year is just a rockin' group with a super gal by the name of Mandy, Crown City Bombers. So if you like good, true rock and roll, you want to see these people in action. And all of this is to benefit who else? Car guys.
Yeah.
So come on out. We got over 100 vendors. We've got just a pin-up contest with cash prizes and probably 700-800 cars to look at, specialty cars. We're having a giant raffle. All the proceeds will go to the Alzheimer's Association. And believe me, that's a really good cause.
It is. Now, what does it cost to enter the show?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Wait a minute.
Well, what does it cost to be a spectator?
Nothing.
Whoa! Man, what a deal.
This is our holiday. By United States Senate resolution, the second Saturday in July every year is National Collector Car Appreciation Day. The senators got their heads together. This is one of the very few things in the last 8 years that was passed unanimously on both sides of the aisle. Said this day is for car guys to get out. And car guy means if I've been an old Volkswagen or a brand new Ferrari, you're driving a collector car, get out there and cruise. Show that you support the collector car hobby and show how it's historically, technologically attributed to both our history and also our economy.
Yeah.
We started hot rodding in Southern California, and it's grown to be worldwide.
Man,
so that's what it's really all about, is car guys.
All right, so this
And
is
gals.
and gals. You know, there's some gals.
Thank
I
you.
mean, and now last year, I don't know if you can top what you did last year. Now, last year on stage, you did something that a lot of collector guys probably think about doing.
Okay. I don't think that we'll ever top that, and I'm sure that my wife will agree, because last year we got up on stage and nobody knew we were going to do it. Got in front of 5,000 of our closest friends, and we got married.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, he got married right there on stage in front of 5,000 people. I mean, that was the biggest wedding party ever.
That's right.
And it was right there at the Collector Car Appreciation Day. So you celebrate your anniversary every year at about the same time.
Yeah. Well, it kind of makes it hard for me to forget what day my anniversary is, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was a good idea. You know,
Anyway.
it's a good way of doing it there, Skeeter. I mean, you know, now this was a great show. Now the pinup contest, and you know, a couple of weeks ago we had Randy Cardoon here in studio talking about his stuff and his cars, and his daughter was one of the pinup girls.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And he had his Dodge entered in the show, so chances are he's going to be there because he lives close to that location.
And I believe that he's going to come back again this year.
Yeah, and this time he's going to be married. He just got married a week ago.
Nobody's going to get married this year, but I got to tell you, this is a big first for Ventura County, because one of the coolest part about this, the community marketplace is an indoor swap meet, but the gentleman that owns that, Manny Azadarian, has given of his building. It's 3.5 acres under roof.
Oh.
And we're having this show inside and outside. We got about 10 gourmet food trucks. It's just everything. Every year we get a little better and a little better and a little more participation. And it's just because we got great sponsors that pay the bills, because they understand that this is one time that a guy doesn't have to pay to put his car in the car show to be appreciated. We appreciate the fact that he took the time to come out and show his car to people, and we get a chance to appreciate what he's done.
And we're going to have all kind of cars. There'll be muscle cars, hot rods, low riders. There'll be drag cars. You name it. If it's got 4 wheels on it, it's going to be there. And VFR, the guys from Vista Ford Racing, they've got a whole line of upgraded Ford products they'll have on display. And you autocross one of them. So you're making it work. They're showing what today's muscle cars are going to be. They're going to be there. You got other vendors going to be there. AAA is going to be there, as long as I get your bill paid. And and a whole host of others. Your product is going to be there, Alex.
I believe so.
You're going to be there.
We are going to try and make that show. It sounds like an awesome event.
Yeah, you were there last year, or you guys were there last year.
We were.
You were. Yes, you weren't, but you were on vacation.
Was. Yes.
But
I was on vacation. Thanks.
She missed my wedding, Bob.
Yes, she did.
You know what? You can just get married again, and then I'll see it. You can renew your vows.
Renew your vows. There you go. Yeah. But it's going to be a great day. Now, you're going to start parking cars at 1 o'clock.
Actually, we'll probably start letting people come in and park around noontime.
Okay.
And the show actually starts at 1 o'clock. And it sounds like a long time, 1 to 7, but believe me, and you've been there, it doesn't stop. There's something happening on that stage and in that show all the time.
And, it was tough seeing all the cars. I tried walking the show last year, and there were so many cars, and cars I haven't seen. These are cars, and you and I both go to a lot of car shows each week, and there were cars there that I had never seen that came out specifically for the Collector Car Appreciation Day. And your club is the host club.
So what did you say?
Your club is the host club, the Coachman.
Oh, your host club. I shouldn't take all the credit, should I? Actually, this could never happen if it wouldn't be for 54 people that are in the Coachman Car Club of Ventura County. And we were trying to figure it out last night to try to guesstimate the thousands of hours that these people have put in to plan this and to make this work. And it's all volunteer community service. We're doing it for the car guys, and we're doing it for Alzheimer's.
All right, so great cars. Last year you had over 700, 800 cars.
That's true.
And this year it's gotten bigger each and every year. This is your third or fourth year of doing the show.
No, this is the sixth year.
Oh, I'm way behind the times. 6 years of doing collector car appreciation.
Now I'll brag on the Coachman, because for the last 3 years, of all the collector car events in the United States of America, all these little guys over in Ventura County, we have had the largest show for the last 3 years of anybody.
All right, that is great.
We want to continue to do that, and we always want to continue to do that for free. This year, if you come and you would like to give a $10 donation to Alzheimer's and the Coachman will be tremendously appreciative. But that's a donation, and we never charge to get in.
All right, hey, Skeeter, thank you very much. We got to move on. We got a couple of more guests coming in, but I do appreciate it. And if they want to find out more, they can go on Facebook and find the Collector Car Appreciation Day SoCal.
Bob, let me give you my website real quick so that you can get all the information and you can register. And it's really simple.
Register online too.
It's at Rodding Around, RODDINGAROUND.com.
Roddingaround.com. Get on there, register, and you got a quicker line for those people that register, right?
That's correct.
So they can come in.
They'll get in much quicker.
All right, Collector Car 6. Going to be in Moore Park, California. It's cool, not too far from the coast. The Ventura area is always a little bit cooler than the LA area. But come on out July 11th to Moore Park, and roddingaround.com. Check it out. That'll give you all the particulars, and you can sign up there. Thanks, Skeeter, for calling in. I do appreciate it, and we'll be seeing you at the show.
Man, that sounds like one heck of a show, Bob.
Yeah, it is. Last year was the first year I was able to go to it, and it was amazing. All right, now, Alex, you've got some more information for us, and you're always giving us some great stuff.
Well, thank you. Actually, I've got maybe two last videos coming up, and this first video is really, really cool. And speaking of car shows, this is a very car show central episode of Speed Scene Live today. But I was at the Cops For Tots car show last weekend in Pasadena. It was at the Brookside Golf Course. Beautiful venue. It was a little warm, but it was a great cause. hundreds of police officers showed up to the event. Lots of support from the LAPD. And one of those departments that showed up was the bomb squad. And I interviewed Oscar from the bomb squad. So check this out.
I'm Alex Rogeo, and I'm here at the Cops for Tots show in Pasadena, and I'm standing with Oscar from the Bomb Squad. So you guys have a truck here, and it's pretty interesting looking. I was wondering if you could give me an overview of what you guys do and what the truck is.
Sure. The truck we have here today is called our TCV. We call it the Total Containment Vessel, and I think you can see it in the background. We could put up to 25 pounds of explosives in the truck. It's a ball containment, seal it remotely, and then set it off. And if there were 25 pounds in there, you see that blue car here behind us? The truck could be there, we could be here. There would be a loud pinging noise. It would vent out, and we'd be perfectly safe.
Wow. So how often do you use something like this? I mean, you must use it for testing more or less.
Believe it or not, in the city of LA, we probably use it twice a month. And the grit that we get out of this from the vent holes is nasty, because I'm the guy that has to clean it. So we have problems with grit cleaning and the swirl marks on my big, beautiful truck. So it's tough.
Yeah, so you have what's called a couple vents, and the pressure and all the debris leaks out of these vents,
correct,
right?
Yes.
And gets all over the paint. Well, I'm not sure if you know this, but we have a car care products company, Liquid Glow, and I'd love for you to try some of our product. Our glazing polish takes away those swirl marks, which I'm sure you are very
familiar with. Especially on black, yes.
And then the sealant wax can protect it so that it's easier for you to clean it after it's got dirt and grit. And then quick detailer is just, if you don't have time to wash the whole truck. So
now we're getting out of the party. Oh, that'd be great. Thank you. Yeah, love it. So this is our total containment vessel. We call it the TCV, total containment vessel. Basically, it's almost like a cement truck that we've had some alterations done to it. We've got a ramp behind us, and we've got this ball. This ball is about 5% nickel. We can put up to 25 pounds of explosives in here, and remotely we can close. The robot can come in here, or the bomb tech will come up in here, set the item inside, and then the door will close remotely. And basically, once it goes off, there's a couple of little vent holes. There's 3 holes up at the top, and it just vents out like a pressure cooker. So you'll hear a loud pinging noise, and then all you see is a little pressure being released, and that's it. We could be as close as probably 60 feet away and be completely safe with 25 pounds of explosives in here. So it's sort of impressive.
Wow!
And there's his version of R2-D2.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got these little robots that they can control remotely, obviously, to go in there. And they've got one that can go upstairs and go in houses. And it's like, I didn't even really know that technology. I mean, I know that technology existed, but I didn't know that particular vehicle and truck existed where you can set off bombs. But
the fact that he says he does it twice a month.
Yeah.
That's the scary part, because we don't hear about that.
Also that it can be like hazardous material that they also set off in there. Sometimes, stuff that could explode eventually. Maybe not an actual C4 or dynamite or whatever, but,
racing
very
fuel.
cool. And they had all these kind of really cool trucks and cars, and beautiful show. I recommend it.
And what was the show again?
Cops for Tots, and it was last weekend.
Obviously, that's a yearly show. We'll have to stay tuned for the next one that comes up. Man, it is showtime season. I'm just thinking, when I get an arm back, I need to get a replacement radiator in that Lincoln. But it's it's ready for show, baby.
Yeah, it is. All right, one more thing to go on to. We're going to go back to Alex on something else. But Snakebite is here. He's traveled all the way from the great Northwest.
You can't say
North.
The great
Great North. Is it closer to Northeast? Is that more fair?
Where are you?
Yeah, I'm Northeast.
Yeah.
Northeast?
I could tell you where I'm from, and everybody would go, huh?
Yeah.
So I'll just say Toronto, and everybody goes, oh.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
You've got an event coming up that you're going to be racing at. Or your son's going to be racing, or are you going to be racing at?
My son. I do what I do best. I like to tinker and tune and try not to break wings like some producers we know. And, it's.
I don't know what he's talking about.
So my son Brian, he's taken over the driving duties, and we have a one race R&L Dash for Cash that we're going to be at, and we brought a ringer in for this one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, his truck is Sean Lawton. His truck is in a million pieces right now.
Oh.
He's been grand champion at Grand Bend 4 times.
Oh.
He's gone to the IHRA finals numerous times. And he is just an all-around good driver. Well, we're going to spoil a points race because we have to get him. You can't just say, come in and get into the car. So we're going to spoil a points race, and he's going to do the R&L Dash for Cash at St. Thomas on August 1st and 2nd. I don't have my glasses on. And take it away, Alex.
Hey, by the way, StThomasRacewayPark.com. You want to find out more about that race. So there you go.
Excellent.
Alex, what else do you have for us tonight?
I think we've covered it all. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
we got it all
as
covered.
usual, too much stuff, not enough time.
Oh, I do remember something. We didn't get a chance to go over. We had a couple of photos from Fig Speed race, but I want to say congratulations to Randy Kersey. I promised him that I would talk about his win on the show. He won on Saturday night in the Super Pro class.
Cool.
So congrats to all the winners, but I want to say congrats to Randy because he did it. There he is.
Nice. Randy.
He was thrilled, and he's been a friend to me in Super Comp when I raced that for a little while. So I appreciate his help, and it was a fun event.
Yeah, it looks like it was. Good times.
At beautiful downtown Fontucky.
Indeed.
You love saying that. All right.
I can't believe we are out of time.
Oh, man.
And I was on time for a change.
And it wasn't your fault.
No.
Hey, Alex, good to see you again.
Great to be back. Thanks for putting up with me, you guys.
And of course, I know, again, more material than we had time for, but maybe we'll try to catch up next time. I think I say that every time.
We always try and catch up. We're always catching up.
Yeah. Good times talking with Skeeter as well for that car show coming up.
It's going to be a great
And thank you to Rich for calling in. That was a great interview. Thank you for all that he's contributed to the drag racing world.
Indeed.
It is an awesome event going to one of his because I've done it twice. And they're just
excellent.
He was out signing autographs and taking pictures with racers and everything.
That's great.
The lineup was so long.
Man.
Cool.
It's cool. Turn it into a big event.
And one last thing.
Yes?
Let's all wish Bruce the best
in
his surgery tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
They're going to put his shoulder back on top of his arm.
We have the technology. We can rebuild him.
If it costs me $6 million, I'm going with one arm from now on.
The fun part's going to see you come back next week with Bondo.
Yeah. Hey, if they let me at it, I'll make an arm out of Bondo.
Yeah, what the heck,
Come on, if it's less than 6,
Carbon fiber, Bondo,
There you
a
go.
couple of sheet metal screws, you'll be back to normal in no time.
And there's a Lincoln that needs a radiator, so we can expect another breakage here.
I'll find a way to get at you.
He'll drop it on his foot.
Yeah, right. That's what'll happen next. I was going to say I haven't broken a foot, but that's not quite true.
Yeah, don't say that.
Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Hey, look, the encore presentation of tonight's show comes up next again. Thanks from all of us at Speed Scene Live. We're back right here next week at SpeedSceneLive.com.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and thefot.com.